If you are anything like me and you're just thinking, you know what? Poachers should be strung up by their naughty bits, and you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And it is a known fact that is the P word here on the Go Show. The P word is poaching, and we hate poachers. We hate poaching, and it just turns my stomach that so many people get away with this, even when they're right in your face. So many people get away with this when they are in positions of authority. So many people get away with this and just claim, I didn't know there were the rules here in this country. So many people get away with this even when they're caught by a little slap on the wrist with a $1,200 fine and 10 days in jail. Something has to be done. And this isn't me getting up on my soapbox again about poaching. I do that often, but this isn't one of those times. My aim in this episode of this wonderful outdoor program is to essentially talk about influencers, talk about poaching influencers. But I did mention that there was people in positions of authority that just they're gonna step aside voluntarily after they get caught. How about this? And I didn't have it up on the screen, so excuse me for pulling up my phone on this. I know how rude. Idaho, not the whole Idaho. Idaho Wildlife Commissioner charged with poaching elk and trespassing says he's going to voluntarily postpone his duties. Idaho Wildlife Commissioner. Here's how that works. Governor of a state, the commission, the director of game and fish, wildlife, whatever it is. Volunteer position, it is. It's a volunteer position, but it's his very position of very high authority. Let's dig into it here. Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner Brody Harshbarger, or Barger. I'm going to go with Harshbarger because it's fun to say. Harshbarger, who represents the upper Snake region, snake, is facing several charges of poaching elk in that region. Several charges, y'all. Several. This isn't oops, crap. I wasn't in my unit. I thought I was in my unit. I said you. Harshberger has been charged on March 6th with 7 misdemeanors. We can't make this felonious. Another fun word to say. We can't make this a felony? Seems felonious to me. 7 misdemeanors, including 3 counts of unlawful take of game, hunting without a tag, hunting from a vehicle, shooting across a highway, and private trespass. It's like the quadrifecta. According to an investigation by the Idaho Statesman on December 20th, a tipster. Hello, the 1920s back. The 1920s code. They want their words back. Tipster. Hot tipster. Tipster phoned. Dear God, who wrote this? About people shooting at elk near a boat ramp in Fremont County, which borders Yellowstone National Park. Conservation officers and the county sheriff's deputy responded. They found a dead 6-point bull on a private property and a dead antlerless elk, a cow elk, a mama elk, a nearby Bureau of Reclamation land. The case log states that Harshberger, a local farmer, had already filled his elk tag the weekend before. The man with him had a valid tag, but neither hunter had permission to be on the private property where one of the elk was found. Harshberger, his 4-year appointment on the commission, ends on June 30th, 2027, but he has reportedly removed himself from commission obligations during the investigation. Letter that has been reviewed said Harshbarger had opted to voluntarily postpone his duties because he's a poachy McPoachy pants, because he's an asshat. He's a commissioner. Oh, he's a farmer. God made a farmer. God did not make a poacher. This is just ridiculous. Oh, I'm just going to voluntarily postpone. No, governor of Idaho. Who's the current governor of Idaho? Brad Little. Bradley, my man. Immediately have a sit down with Harshbarger and say, it's time to step down. You're not going to voluntarily suspend. You are going to go bye-bye. Period. The governors appoint these commissioners. The governors can tell them the road. And here's your handcuffs. Jackass. Can you imagine? And then the governor goes to the, like we have here, we have what we call the CARB. It's the Commission Appointment Review Board. CARB. Anyway, they say, okay, here are two people, Madam Governor here in the state of Arizona, or Mr. Governor in Idaho. Here are two people that we think you should take a look-see, 2 or 3 people, and you pick one. And that's how it works. There are probably 2 or 3 very qualified people that were appointed or turned down when Harshbarger was appointed. He's out there poaching. I mean, I see shooting from a vehicle across the highway, all that as a commissioner. I mean, come on. I understand that in Idaho and the Midwest and stuff, the Good Old Boys Club, I understand that. I bet Nuge's college fund, alcohol was involved. I mean, come on. I remember the first time I hunted in the Midwest, and I was talking to a guy, everybody they stop at stop signs, they have 4-way stops, they stop at gas stations, donut shops. They got deer in the back of the truck, and they're just sitting there chatting it up. It's fantastic. It's seriously one of the greatest times ever. When you're sitting on a tailgate or you're just leaning up against the back of the truck, just chatting it up about a hunt. But I remember I said, oh yeah, man, it was my first time hunting. I was up in the tree stand and I was this. He said, tree stand? So were you cold? I said, I was freezing my baguettes off. So I was cold. He said, my tree stand, he said, it's got a heater. I'm like, that's cool. Dude, I'll bring a heater up in the tree stand. I didn't even know that was possible. It's a great idea. He said, it's got a radio too. I'm like, And it's got 4 wheels. I can take it wherever I want to go. You son of a. Yeah. Just sitting there talking about, I had deer in the back of his truck. Just sitting there talking about, that's where I shot. I shot from my truck. I understand that is a way in a culture in certain states in this country, in certain areas. But you're a commissioner, you better damn well know better. You have buddies that do it even though you're a commissioner because you grew up with them and that's what you did. Fine. You? Thanks for hanging. This is the Go Show. We are talking about stupid mangy poachers, as we like to do. But this is where it kind of blends into another topic, and that is the topic of influencers. God, I hate that. I could have 5 million followers and just be raking in cash. I would not call myself an influencer. I just think that is the dumbest influencer. They tried to call us that in radio at iHeart. They tried to call us all influencers. They at first they called us talent, and then they heard our show, and then they're like, they called us influencers. I mean, have you asked Dave Ramsey would always say, "Oh, the best if you're a small business owner, the best. There's nothing better than local radio. No better form of advertising than a local radio show host endorsing your product." That's what he said. Not surprising, the majority of his income was derived from a syndicated radio show that basically sold advertising. Anyway, going to the outdoor world, how about this? We're learning outside of our outdoor world, in our political world, in our everyday world. There's no need to trust. Nothing's real. Everything is just an absolute joke. But what about all these people on pro staffs? Like you go to Loophole site, Vortex, Matthews, PSE, and you find pro staff. And you're like, oh, okay, these are the lifetime, these are the grinders out there hunting, using this product. Okay. It's a hell of an endorsement, right? I would say it is. Hell of an endorsement. I saw that guy on Meat Eater. I saw that guy on Western Hunter. I saw that guy on the Pursuit Channel. And he's pulling a Matthews bow. Okay, I'll take a look. All right, sure. Oh, he's a PSE bow? I'm in. I shoot PSE bows, but I'm not an influencer. The only reason why I shoot PSE bows is they're a local company. They're an Arizona company. And they're really good. I like them. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, the draw and this, the let off, and I get it. Yeah, it's fine, especially if you're throwing, the amount of arrows, you should be throwing a day. But I just think it feels good. It's a good bow. It's fast, and there you go. But I digress. How about this though? We need pro staff, and your pro staff are full of stupid, mangy poachers because they've got to get that. They've got to get that content, and that's what's pushing this. Check this out. Check these clowns out. Look at these slappies. Look at these guys. Look at these buttes. Huh? This is the poacher pro staff. Let's start with Matt Allwine. Here in Arizona, we had a governor named Brewer, and she liked the booze, and her name was Brewer. Her maiden name was Drinkwine. Can't make this stuff up. Matt Allwine, look at the list of this poaching punk's pro staff names. Loophole Optics. Swarovski, for the love of God. Savage Rifles, Proof Research, Hoyt Archery, and Easton Archery. Now, Mike, how could he have two archery? Easton makes the arrows, Hoyt makes the bows. Swarovski and Loophole, that's a little weird to me, but okay. If I was one, I'd say we don't want you if you're there with the other. But anyway. And up top there where it says Loophole, that's actually Loophold, not Leopold. I think it's Aldo Loophole. Is that it? Aldo? Like the OG hunting conservationist. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Let's see here. Josh Balmer. How about this? Yeah. Bass Pro and Cabela's. You're pretty much at the tippity top there, Girl Scout. Lancaster Archery, don't know much about. Good old Josh is a poachy pants. And let's go to Eric Van Werkten. Night Force, Magview, not too much of that. But Matthews Archery, it's pretty damn near up the tippity top there, Girl Scout. Okay. And he's a stupid, mangy poacher. Couple things here. We're going to branch off in a couple ways here. First of all, we're going to go down the poaching. Okay. Immediately, you're done. You're toast. You're not representing my product. You're not representing my brand at all. But am I the one, as the company owner, am I the one pushing this? Because if I am PSE Bows and I want Mike Russell to be part of my pro staff, I want to see Mike posting harvests with my bow, like a lot. Right? So I, Mike Russell, I have that pressure. Does that push me to the, I know I have a 6B tag, but I think this is 6B. Yeah, it does. Would it push me? No. I don't care. I earn what I have. So if I'm not giving them what they want, then okay, they can move on to somebody else. I'm not going to break the law. I'm not going to crush our North American model of wildlife conservation. I'm not going to even dent it. And I can't even bruise it. Just for the likes, for the clicks. They call it clicks anymore. These for the likes, lower likes, right? Yeah. These guys all just got to their head. They had to. Or they felt like, especially like I'd say in Matt's case, with all of that backing, it's like you're untouchable. You're one of the big guys. Yeah. No, you're not. No, you're not. But let's keep digging into this whole problem with the influencers. I think that more of an example needs to be made by the companies that are representing them. I would love to see Cabela's, which isn't Cabela's anymore. It's just Pro. I'd love to see Bass Pro, Matthews. I'd love to see Loophole. Love to see Vortex. Love to see all of them. Post them. This was one of our pro staff. We believed in this dude. And he's a stupid, mangy poacher. Don't be a stupid, mangy poacher. I said that with a local sports celebrity here in Arizona that is still an announcer for one of our sports teams and had a habit of getting extreme DUIs. The team didn't use that opportunity as doing some PSAs with this very well-known name to, hey, man, don't drink and drive. There's Uber. Do an Uber campaign. Have Lyft sponsor it. Nope. They didn't do anything. Just swept it under the rug. Same thing these companies are doing. No. Don't sweep this under the rug. Set a standard for yourself in the industry. You can't, because you're the name. You are the names of this industry. It's not like Mike's Bait Shop or something pro staff. Who cares? No one cares. Loophole. Swarovski? Yeesh. Yeah, go look at how much Swarovski optics are. Oh. My buddy Ron, I just had I think my first rifle had a Bushnell scope on it or something like that. I've upgraded a little Vortex, is fine. But a little Bushnell, it just cheap scope on it. And I was like, we were done with shooting light. I thought, I was like, I could barely see. He's like, dude, look through mine. And he had a brand new Browning 270 X Bolt, so beautiful. But he had a Swarovski. No. Yeah, I think he did. He had a Swarovski, Swarovski optics, a scope on there. And I looked through it and it's like, oh, it's like the sun came up again. It's like, whoa, that's impressive. That's why it's a lot of money. Because the glass, the crystals, whatever they use to make it all just do what it does, it's fantastic. It's not just magnification with a cross in the middle, right? So anyway, I would expect them to make an example of these people. Do a damn show on it. There's plenty. I'm positive Steve Ranella would jump up and be like, if you guys want to come on this show and just blast your pro staff this poaching, go for it. Maybe they did, maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen it. So that's a disappointment right there. It just is. But be careful what you follow. Be careful what you get excited about. I'm going to say that we're approaching half of all the crap you see on the amazing things that you see on social media is just fake. I'm so many things are fake. I have an addiction to the body cam videos, the police body cam videos. I'll watch that all day. I will waste so much damn time watching those things. Then I watch them, and then I watched one the other day. Was like, this is the biggest setup I've ever seen. This is stupid. A kid called 911 because there was a monster under his bed, and the cop gets there, and he's like, where are your parents? They're sleeping. The cop goes into the house with the guy to his room, gets the scary Halloween mask that's under his bed, and then takes off and gives the guy like a little badge or something like that. I'm like, I'm not a cop and I haven't been trained to be a cop, but I'm pretty damn well sure you wake mom and dad up. You don't just roll in the house a little boy. Like, are you bleeping kidding? Everything's fake. Everything. So, about half, I'd say, is fake. Very prominent names that people idolize. One especially I'm thinking of, I don't want to throw him under the bus here, but I mean, come to find out that a lot of his video hunts all high fence. Not illegal, not poaching, but you're not the great hunter that you claim to be. I think it's funny that all these shows that you watch, I think Western Hunter and maybe a few Meat Eater episodes where they get skunked. And you're like, okay, that's legit. They're getting skunked. Like a lot of us do. And for those that don't know, hunting, skunked means you didn't get anything. Didn't take a shot. So, but then you see all these other shows where everything is, oh yes, there's that 8 elk. There's that 500-inch bull right there. Oh, that's right. It wasn't just delivered here a week ago. No. It's the middle of the day and it's out grazing, normally. Like it happens all the time. You don't really think about it because you're excited about the talent, the influencer, and you want to watch, and you're like, oh, yeah, all right, he's going to get that big bull. Oh, that's amazing. They don't really think about what went into making that bull stand right there. Sometimes. Going back to the pro staffs here, and this is something that's funny to me, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I didn't know at first when I first got in this business. I didn't know. I wanted to be on everybody's pro staff. I wanted to be on PSC's pro staff. I want to be on Ruger's pro staff because they're Arizona companies. I wanted to be on everybody's pro staff. I'm like, heck yeah. Gonna go out, get this opportunity to get a lot of good content, this kind of thing. Events. Do you know what pro staff means? Promotional staff, not professional staff. Pro is short for promotion, not professional. See, a lot of people don't know that. And they think, oh, pro staff, like this guy's a pro hunter. This guy's a pro angler. Well, he's not. That guy's begging for a discount code and giving it to his buddies and having them buy with the code Mike or Go Show and get them a little bit of scratch on the back end. That's it. They're not paid. They're not paid by the company. They're given a discount on gear. It's a promotional staff, not a professional staff. But man, it works for the companies. You think about it. So if I was on somebody's pro staff, or no, let's say I get a couple of hunters, let's say Tequila Jim and Slavo, my two hunting buddies. Let's say that they were on my pro staff, the Go Show pro staff, right? I gave them like a discount on all this different stuff, right? Hunts and all of this. They would put the Go Show on damn near everything. They'd put the Go Show on their boat. They put the Go Show on their trailer. They put the Go Show on their hunting bag. They put the Go Show on their caning cooler. They put it anywhere, everywhere. It's a good idea for a company. And primarily because most people don't know that it's not professional staff, it's promotional staff. So they think, whoa, dude, that guy's on the Smith & Wesson pro staff? What? That's crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. It's in most cases in big companies like that, it's not even easy to get on the pro staff. So I'm not sneezing at that, but it is not the professional staff. They're not paid. They're not employees of these companies. They're simply given a discount to promote the products. Promotion staff. And staff is even misleading. They're not staff. They're not employees. I just looked that up. Do you have to be an employee to be a member of a company's staff? Let's see what's here. Do you have to be an employee of a company to be considered staff of that company? It's important to note that not all staff members are employees. Okay, so you don't. Okay. But still, it gives the implication, right? I almost said implication. Grief. It gives the implication, right, that they're staff, that they're on the Ruger staff, that they're on the Vortex staff, that they're on the PSE staff. Doesn't have to be. Don't have to be an employee. Not part of the group. Oh, wow. So these bozos, let me get these guys back up here. These guys were so excited about being members of the pro staff. That's all it was. They were pro staff. They were, again, not sponsored by the pro staff. That they went out and poached just to stay on the pro staff status. And again, all of these companies had a great opportunity to just make an example out of each of them, but they chose apparently not to. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I'm not on pro staff. I was for a minute. What was it? Badlands Packs. But all I had to do was go online and fill it out. So they're like, okay, dude, here's your discount code. I'm like, well, crap, that was easy. They looked at my social media. They're like, yeah, the guy has something to do with the outdoors. That's fine. See if we can sell some backpacks. Fantastic backpacks, by the way. Fantastic. Quick little story, and we'll get the hell up out of here. Last weekend, one of Queen Bee's neighbors told me he was going to be moving. And he asked me if he's an older guy. He said, I just don't want to hunt anymore. I don't have the energy to do it. I don't want to camp anymore. Don't have the energy to do it. I got a big, fifth wheel. Camping is not my thing. I want to be in luxury. So do you want this stove? Do you want this, that, this, that? And I'm like, and most of the stuff I have. And I was like, yeah, just, whatever. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to give it the goodwill or whatever. And, it was just hunting, camping stuff. I'm like, all right. I thought to myself, people that can use that stuff. So I went back to him and I said, hey, listen, we work with an organization called Arizona Elk Society that has a program called Heroes Rising Outdoors, HRO for the cool kids. So Heroes Rising Outdoors takes wounded veterans and takes them basically guided hunts, full outfitted awesomeness, right? And a lot of these vets don't have hunting and camping equipment. So I'm like, dude, just let me load the truck up and I'll take it there. If you're going to take it to Goodwill, dude, holy mackerel, let's go do something for veterans. So that's what I challenge you to do. When you're getting rid of stuff in the outdoors, there's a lot of cool people that need it and a lot of cool organizations that could use it as well. Just holler at me, all right? I help you out with that. Especially when it comes to veteran stuff, HRO's got it going on, guys. They really do. I know there's a lot of outdoor veterans charities. I'm telling you, locally, Arizona Elk Society, Heroes Rising Outdoors. Pretty badass. And when I say pretty badass, I mean badass. Just is. So cool. A lot of the good the guides, the outfitters, they totally volunteer their time, volunteer their staff. It's their real staff. Their employees to this organization. When they go out, I'm telling you, it's wild. If you have a family member or you have been you are a wounded veteran, go to Heroes Rising Outdoors. I want you to check them out and see if you can get on a hunt, because these are donated tags. So if I have an elk tag this year, which I don't, whatever. If I had an elk tag this year and I couldn't use it, I can donate it to this organization and Game and Fish will bless the transfer and they'll just basically start getting on the phone and be like, hey, do you want to go on a hunt? Do you want to go on a hunt? Do you want to go on a hunt? And they get their list. The first person that says, yes, I do. They're dialed in. They don't have to do anything. Food, drinks, family, transportation, outfitting while you're there, full guide service, whole nine, everything. Chef. It's rad. Heroes Rising Outdoors. I know, getting fired up. It's one of the coolest things around. It just truly is. It really, really is neat. And it's neat that your Arizona Game and Fish Department allows that transfer to happen too for such a great cause. So pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled to what is real and what is not. Always read past the headlines like we do right here on the Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of state and world that we live in. Y'all have yourself a great rest of your day, and we will see you on